Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is the Three Amigos. And if you missed the closing episode number one, you're missing out because we've got Dion to agree to do a live stream, Dion After Hours, one day next week, either Monday, Wednesday, or Friday at 6 p.m. You have to vote below which day is best. And Dion's going to step up and deliver. So I love it. So Dion, how you doing?
Howdy. I was doing better till that conversation. Everybody has to be aware, though, that live stream is going to start with me saying why I don't do live streams.
Yeah, I don't believe it. Dion's awesome. He's gonna
so good.
Yeah, it's just gonna be truth. It's gonna be awesome. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing awesome. I'm super excited about his live stream because it's going to be the first live stream to go from 6 p.m. to after midnight.
Yeah, Dion After Hours.
Right.
It starts PG, then it goes R, then it goes
That's a great idea.
And then it goes to the ugliest threesome on the internet.
I know. It's hilarious. Oh, yes. It's very hard to transition sometimes.
That's awesome.
But hey, guys. So one of the guys that I follow on Instagram is Brandon Turner from Bigger Pockets fame. He puts out some quotes that sometimes just kind of hit different. And he put one out today. I think it came out today. Yeah, I'm going to say it came out today. That I thought I would talk to you two about because I read it. I disagreed. Then I read it. I agreed. And then I'm like, screw it. I'm going to ask Matt and Dion. So I'm going to read it to you. And you guys tell me what you think. We'll go to Matt first.
Okay.
This is from Brandon. This is Brandon Turner's, not mine. Full credit goes to him. You have to change your mindset if you want to change your life.
Sure. Agreed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, agreed. I think that what we talked about in that first video, in the comment that I read, which was, wealthy people invest before they spend and not wealthy people spend before they invest. I think it's much the same thing. I think if people have the same habits and the same behaviors, they're going to get the same result, right?
Yeah.
Stealing from our software careers and our software backgrounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see that guy who's just like, he notoriously is, T minus 20 on his quota every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he does the same things.
Yeah.
And we're like, every single time with you with these, like, what is it that you're doing? Or
not doing.
Yeah, exactly. And guys, like, our job in senior leadership and in management is to jump in there, find out what that is, address it, dial the guy in, and then get that production. Mm-hmm. And I think that what Brandon really is getting at there is that there does have to be a mindset shift if you're going to get different results. Because what I always like to talk to people about is, hey, listen, all of your mindsets and all of the things that you've done so far have gotten you, and all your decision-making abilities have gotten you to where you are today. Right. So if you want to do something different and set the trend in a different direction, you're going to have to change something. So hopefully Dion doesn't think I'm wrong, but if he does, I'll come to terms with it.
Yeah. All right, Dion, what do you got?
I'd love to say when Matt's wrong.
Yes,
but not today.
Not today.
So
well, not in this
not only do I
anyway.
agree, but I'm right for this moment in time. I'm really glad you picked this because this helped me in a huge way. So my take on this has always been change your mindset to change your outcome.
Okay.
And running a company, one of the first things I have to do when we hire a new employee is kind of change the mindset of the regular employee, because most employees think, here's my weakness. Mm-hmm. How can you help me fix that? And instead of that, I figure out what is your strength and how do we make that better? Because it's better to have somebody who's amazing at something than to somebody who sucks less at something else. And the way that it's helping me is, if anybody's familiar with my channel and watches my content, I have some videos where I do research, I put it together in an educational format, just 10 minutes of teaching a lesson. Then I do some deep dives where I talk to somebody, but once in a while, a creative bug happens in my brain. And like the video, I wish I had more debt. I talked to myself from 10 years ago and I convinced myself that I would like more debt to get rid of my debt problem.
Yeah.
Well, recently I had the thought, and I have it mostly scripted except for how to tie it all together as a whole, of talking to myself from 10 years ago when I had a poor person's mindset. Now I have the mental shift of somebody who's reached financial freedom. And how would that conversation look? So this quote of change your mindset to change your life is probably going to be how I'm going to use that quote to tie that whole video together. Because it's 100% right with the way I see things.
Yeah. So first and foremost, folks, if you see my screen flickering, it's my internet or my camera or my something. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do there. But so the first time I read this, it kind of hit me as almost an excuse thing. That's how I read this the first time, right? Just scanning as you do on social media. I was like, that's a bunch of, it's just excuses for this or that. But then I did kind of sit back and I thought, I tried to put myself at 30 again, which is 2 decades ago, right? So 30, 20 years ago, 6-figure earner, advanced degree, pretty good at what I do, but not great yet, but I'm figuring it out. I become better later, but I'm spending everything. And then I go, you're right. It was mindset. I had never given that. I had never articulated it that I had a mindset shift. I just acted like I was different, but you're right. It did start here before it went anywhere else. So, yeah, I have to agree with it. I'm fundamentally different than I was at 30, and I was fundamentally, it's just right. If you want to change what's going on and you're not happy with what's going on, figure it out and change your mindset. For me, it was, I was no longer going to spend everything I made. That's where it started for me. I was like, I'm going to understand needs versus wants. It's all the stuff we've talked about, needs versus wants, choices, exercise, all this stuff in the Get Your Money Right course. But yeah, the fundamental choice was, honey, Olivia, we're not going to spend everything we make anymore. We're going to start living on less. Yeah. And he's right. Mindset was how we got there. And then we got agreement, and then we took action and all of those things. But to me, it always felt like mindset was a crutch or an excuse or that soft and fuzzy thing over there. But mindset at least was the spark. So, damn it, Brandon was right.
I agree, but I think it's even more than that though, Mike, because it is the mindset, but people change people have New Year's resolutions, right? Yep. And they change their mindset and they're like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Where people become really powerful is where it's not only up here, but it's in here.
Right.
And it actually becomes something where there's conviction on the inside that I'm going to will and do this and make this happen. It's not just up here.
Yeah. See, I've never leaned on that. Never thought. For me, I'm just an action taker, right? Hence 5 videos a day for 2 years or whatever it's been. Mm-hmm. That's what it is for me, is doing. But if I step back and really appreciate where it came from, it's here, then here. And then it's where I'm comfortable living in doing and getting executing. I'm not very good at the softer stuff. But again,
a big part of it is breaking away from the mindset that's forced on us since childhood.
Sure, true.
Sure.
And it goes all the way back to, in case there's any kids watching, the tooth fairy is real. The Santa Claus is real.
Santa Claus, Easter
whatever
Bunny.
Else is real. Educate yourself and get a degree. That's real. Get a job that has a pension. That's real. Like, we're told since 7, 8, and 9 that that's the way life's going to go. And at some point, for me, Marine Corps downsized after Desert Storm. Law enforcement departments downsized after the recession in 2008. I kept having sources of income taken away due to things outside of my control. Mm-hmm. And it was like, at some point, it can be when you're 20, 30, 40, 50, we all wake up one day and realize, I'm creating bad debt. I don't have control of my finances. I need to educate myself. So the mind shift might come from finding that education. And a lot of people that invest the way that we talk about found the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, mm-hmm. and that helps with that mindset shift, but it doesn't have a to-do list, like one rental at a time. Literally, this is the steps to get to 4. This is when your life will change. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like the gateway book to bring you into content like yours that actually says, here's how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people never have that mindset shift, and they work until they're in their 70s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. More and more folks that are living paycheck to paycheck that are employed. Like, if you're dual income and you're living paycheck to paycheck, I got news for you. You're probably spending too much. Your wants and needs are wacky. Olivia and I got uncomfortable for 15 years. You don't have to do it that long. Right. But again, cheat code to wealth, income snowball, these are all things that are out there for you if you choose to do them. So yeah, I just thought that was a good quote because again, it made me think, and it kind of admit a weakness or a blind spot I have. So Dion, how can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom. One of the really cool things about Mindset Shift is we're sharing our content, and every now and then we can see the shift in the way someone else sees things. I was traveling in Idaho recently. I met with a follower who is actually in your course, one rental at a time.
Oh, cool.
And we went to lunch, and Brett actually had a notepad of here are some of the takeaways from some of your videos, how you invest without spending money. And it was the biggest compliment I've ever had, that somebody took notes on the way that I invest and was implementing it.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
We're going to have to do an event someday. Yeah, just going to have it. Matt, how about you?
Lumberjacklandlord.com, Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube, and 11:30 a.m. Eastern time this Sunday, a live stream that will likely be at least 3 hours.
There you go. And Dion, I think I didn't let you finish. Where can people find you? And again, remember, it's Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, 2-hour live stream, 6 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, leave the answer below.
Well, the good thing is I can absolutely talk for 2 hours. I just don't know if anybody's going to want to listen that long. Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom.
Thanks, guys.